Hello and welcome back to Read and Learn English. If you're new to this channel, we post daily English learning videos to help you improve your speaking, listening, and confidence in real conversations. In today's lesson, we're going to look at 50 of the most common English phrases that native speakers use every day. These phrases are short, simple, and incredibly useful. Learning them will help you speak more naturally and understand English better in daily situations. These expressions will help you feel more confident when you talk to friends, order food, ask for help, or just have a casual chat. We'll go through each phrase with real-life examples so you can hear how they are used and start practicing them in your own conversations. By the end of this video, you'll be able to understand and use these common expressions with ease. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you never miss one of our daily lessons. Now grab your pen and notebook. Let's get started. How to ask someone to repeat themselves. Sometimes in conversation, we don't understand what someone says. Maybe they speak too fast or there is noise in the background. It's okay to ask them to say it again. This is a normal part of speaking English. You can simply say, "Sorry, could you say that again?" This is a polite and clear way to ask someone to repeat their words. Another easy way to ask again is to say, "I didn't catch that. Can you repeat it, please?" The phrase, "I didn't catch that," means you didn't hear or understand it clearly. If you want to sound even more polite, you can add "please" at the end. You can also say, "Excuse me," or "Pardon." These are short and polite expressions that mean the same thing. They are useful when you want to keep the conversation moving without stopping everything. Here's a small example. You are talking with a friend, and they say, "I went to the museum yesterday," but you didn't hear the word museum. You can say, "Sorry, what did you say?" Or, "Could you repeat that?" Then your friend can say it again, more slowly or clearly. In group conversations or busy places, it's common to miss parts of what people say. Don't feel bad. Just say, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear that." You can also say, "Can you say that one more time?" People will understand and repeat it for you. Practice this often. Repeat the phrase, "Sorry, could you say that again?" Imagine a situation where you are learning with a friend and don't understand everything. Speak clearly and ask for help. This will make you feel more confident and help you learn faster. Using fillers to sound natural and confident. When people speak English in real life, they often use small words or sounds while they think. These words are called fillers. Fillers help us sound more natural. They also give us time to think before speaking. Some common fillers are, "Well, let me think," "you know," and These words don't give information, but they help your sentence sound relaxed and real. For example, someone asks, "What's your favorite movie?" You can say, "Let me think. Probably something funny, like a comedy." You can also say, "I'm not really sure, but..." For example, "I'm not really sure, but I'll check and let you know." This is helpful when you don't know the answer right away. Here's another example. Someone says, "Do you want to go out tonight?" You can say, "Well, I guess we could go see a movie." The word "well" gives you a little time to think before answering. Using fillers also helps you stay calm when you feel nervous. If you forget a word or need to think, say, "Let me see," or You know what I mean? These phrases help your English sound more natural and more like native speakers. Try to use fillers in your daily practice. For example, say, "Well, I think it's okay," or "Let me think. Maybe we can go later." Speak these out loud. It's good practice for speaking slowly and clearly. Don't worry if you use fillers too much in the beginning. Over time, you will learn when to use them. They are very helpful tools for fluent conversation. Making friendly suggestions politely. In English, making suggestions in a friendly way is important. You don't want to sound like you are giving an order. Instead, you can use soft and polite expressions. One good way is to say, "How about?" or "Why don't we?" For example, if you and your friend are deciding what to do, you can say, "How about we go for a walk?" This sounds nice and relaxed. Or you can say, "Why don't we try that new cafe?" These suggestions are friendly, and they make the other person feel included. You can also say, for example, "Let's watch a funny movie tonight." This is a direct but still polite way to suggest something. It's perfect when you are talking with close friends. Here's a small conversation to practice. You: "I'm bored. What should we do?" Friend: "How about going to the park?" You: "That sounds good. Let's do it." You can use these phrases in many situations, with friends, family, or even at work. Saying, "How about we finish this tomorrow?" is better than saying, "Do it tomorrow." It sounds softer and more polite. Now try using the phrases. Imagine talking to someone and say, "Why don't we go for lunch?" Or, "How about visiting that new store?" Speak them out loud. This will help you remember and use them naturally. The more you practice making suggestions, the easier it becomes. You will sound kind, confident, and easy to talk to. This is very helpful when speaking English in daily life. Changing the topic smoothly in conversation. Sometimes when we talk to someone, we want to change the topic. Maybe the topic is boring, or we need to talk about something more important. In English, it's important to change the topic smoothly and politely. If you change the topic too fast, it can sound rude or strange. One easy way to change the topic is by using a simple phrase like, "By the way." This tells the listener that you are going to say something different. For example, "By the way, did you see the news today?" This sounds natural and polite. Another way to change the topic is by saying, "Speaking of." You can use this when the new topic is connected to what you were already talking about. For example, if someone is talking about movies, you can say, "Speaking of movies, have you watched the new one on Netflix?" This keeps the flow of conversation. You can also say, "That reminds me." This is good when something in the conversation makes you think of a new idea. For example, "That reminds me, I need to call my friend tonight." Sometimes you may want to ask a new question to move the conversation. You can say, "Can I ask you something else?" or "Can we talk about something different?" These are polite and helpful when you want to talk about another subject. Here's a short example. Friend: "Work has been really stressful lately." You: "I understand. By the way, are you free this weekend? I'm planning a small party." This sounds kind and easy. The conversation moves naturally to a new topic. Remember to listen to the other person. Don't change the topic too fast or when they are sharing something important. Be kind and use the right words to show respect. Practice these phrases by speaking out loud. By the way, speaking of, That reminds me, try using them in small role plays or in your daily thoughts. Changing the topic is a normal part of speaking. When you learn to do it politely, your conversations will feel smoother and more natural. How to disagree respectfully in English. In every conversation, people have different ideas. Sometimes, we don't agree with someone. That's okay. In English, we can disagree and still be polite. Knowing how to do this helps you sound respectful and friendly. One simple way to disagree is to say, "I see your point, but..." This shows you understand the other person's opinion before you give your own. For example, "I see your point, but I think it's better to wait." Another helpful phrase is, "I'm not so sure about that." It's gentle and not too strong. You can say, "I'm not so sure about that. I think it might be risky." You can also say, "That's true, but..." This is good when you agree a little, but have a different opinion. For example, "That's true, but we don't have enough time." If you want to sound even more polite, try saying, "You might be right, but have you thought about this?" This shows that you respect the other person's idea and want to share your own nicely. Here's a short example. Friend, "I think we should take the train." You, "That might be a good idea, but I think driving is faster today." This keeps the conversation friendly and positive. Practice these phrases out loud. Say, "I see your point, but I think..." "That's true, but maybe we could." These help you get comfortable with disagreeing in a kind way. You don't need to agree with everything. But in English, it's important to show respect when you share a different opinion. This builds better conversations and good relationships. Reacting to surprising or exciting news. When someone tells you something surprising or exciting, it's important to respond the right way. This shows that you are listening and that you care. In English, there are many simple phrases you can use to show your reaction. If the news is exciting, you can say, "That's great," or "Wow, that's amazing." For example, if your friend says, "I got a new job," you can say, "Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations." If the news is surprising, you can say "Really?" or "No way." For example, "I saw a famous actor at the store." You can reply, "No way, that's so cool." For very big news, you can say, "I can't believe it," or "That's unbelievable." These phrases show strong emotion. Use them when the news is very surprising or exciting. Sometimes people share personal or emotional news. If someone says, "I'm moving to another city," you can respond, "Oh wow, that's a big change," or "I'm happy for you, but I'll miss you." These kinds of replies show care and understanding. Here's a small example. Friend, "Guess what? I'm getting married." You, "Wow, that's amazing news. I'm so happy for you." Practice these phrases out loud. "That's great." "No way. I can't believe it." Use your voice to show emotion. It's not just about words, it's also how you say them. When you react in the right way, people feel good talking to you. You become a better listener and a better friend. These small phrases help you connect with others and sound more natural in English, giving reassurance and comforting others. Sometimes people around us feel worried, embarrassed, or sad. In these moments, it's good to know how to give reassurance. Reassurance means helping someone feel better or less worried. In English, there are simple phrases you can use to do this. One common phrase is, "Don't worry about it." You can also say, "It's not a big deal," or "It happens to everyone." These phrases help people relax and feel supported. Imagine your friend spills coffee on the table and says, "I'm so sorry." You can reply, "It's okay. Don't worry about it." This shows kindness and understanding. Another example is when someone forgets to call you back. They say, "I'm really sorry, I forgot." You can say, "No problem at all. I know you're busy." These small responses can make a big difference in how someone feels. Sometimes your friend may feel sad or tired. Maybe they had a bad day. In this case, you can say, "I get it. I've been there too." This shows that you understand how they feel. You can also say, "I'm here for you," or "You're not alone." These phrases are very comforting. Let's try a small practice. Imagine a friend says, "I made a mistake at work." You can reply, "That's okay. Everyone makes mistakes." Or if someone says, "I feel nervous about my test," you can say, "You'll do great. Just do your best." These simple words give strength and confidence. Another useful phrase is, "Take your time." You can say this when someone is feeling stressed or rushed. For example, if your friend is trying to explain something but forgets a word, say, "It's okay. Take your time." It helps them feel calm and supported. Comforting others is not just about the words. Your tone and face are important too. Smile gently. Speak in a soft and friendly voice. Listen with care. Sometimes just being there and listening is enough. Try practicing these phrases aloud. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. I understand. I'm here for you. Saying them out loud helps you remember and use them easily in real conversations. In daily life, people need comfort all the time. Your kind words can help someone feel better. So, use these phrases when someone feels bad or makes a mistake. You will make your English more friendly and natural, and you will also become a good friend and listener. Building a natural conversation. Step by step. Having a natural conversation in English is a skill you can learn. You just need to take small steps. First, start with a greeting. You can say, "Hi," "Hello," or "Hey, how's it going?" These friendly greetings start the conversation in a nice way. After that, ask a simple question like, "How was your day?" or "What's new with you?" This keeps the conversation going. Let's imagine you meet a friend at a cafe. You say, "Hey, long time no see?" They reply, "Yeah, it's been a while." You ask, "So, what have you been up to?" Your friend says, "Just work. I've been really busy lately." You reply, "I get it. Work can be stressful." This short conversation is very natural. It shows you care, and it helps the talk continue. Next, add your own thoughts or feelings. You can say, "Same here," or "I've also been busy with work." This gives more to talk about. Then, you can ask another question like, "Do you have any plans for the weekend?" Now, the conversation is more fun and friendly. You can also suggest something to do together. Use phrases like, "How about going to the park?" or "Do you want to check out the new movie?" These are nice ways to keep the conversation active and make plans. It's also good to use short replies like, "I see," "That's cool," or "Exactly." These show that you're listening and interested. If you need to change the topic, use phrases like, "By the way," or "Speaking of that." For example, "Speaking of the weekend, did you hear about the new cafe?" Don't forget to end the conversation in a polite way. Say, "I'll text you later," or "Talk to you soon." You can also say, "It was great seeing you." These are nice ways to say goodbye. Practice is the key. Try to act out small conversations. You can do it alone or with a friend. Say the lines out loud and try changing the topics. The more you do this, the more confident you will feel. To build a good conversation, you just need to take it step by step. Greeting, asking questions, sharing ideas, giving suggestions, and saying goodbye. With practice, your English will sound more natural every day. Responding to life situations with the right phrase. In daily life, we face many small situations. Someone gives good news, someone makes a mistake, or you want to ask for help. In these moments, it's helpful to know the right phrases to say. Let's learn how to respond well in different life situations. Imagine your friend tells you some exciting news. They say, "I got a new job." You can reply, "That's amazing. I'm so happy for you." This shows you're excited and supportive. Other good replies are, "Wow, congratulations," or "Good for you." Now imagine someone says something and you didn't hear it. You can say, "Sorry, could you say that again?" Or, "I didn't catch that." These are polite ways to ask someone to repeat themselves. Sometimes you need to leave a conversation. Maybe you're busy. You can say, "I'd love to talk more, but I have to go now." Or, "Sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry. Can we talk later?" These phrases help you leave without being rude. If you don't know something, it's okay to say so. Use phrases like, "I'm not sure," or "Let me check and get back to you." For example, if someone asks, "Are you free tomorrow?" you can say, "I'm not sure. I need to check my schedule." Let's look at another situation. Someone says thank you. What can you say? Simple replies are, "No problem," "You're welcome," or "Any time." If someone says, "Thanks for helping me," you can say, "It was my pleasure." Now imagine you want to ask for help. Use polite phrases like, "Could you please help me?" or "Would you mind helping me with this?" These make your request sound kind and respectful. It's also important to react when someone shares a feeling. If a friend says they're sad or tired, say, "I understand," or "I've felt that way too." This shows you care. If they're happy or excited, say, "That's great," or "I'm so happy for you." To speak English well, it's not only about knowing words, it's about using the right phrases at the right time. Practice by thinking about your day and what you would say in each situation. You can also speak to yourself and act out short conversations. Here are a few practice lines you can try. "Could you say that again?" "That's awesome." "I'm not sure. Let me check." "Do you want me to help you?" "No problem at all." By using these phrases again and again, they will become automatic. You won't need to think about them. You'll just say them naturally. That's how you build real fluency, asking for help and offering to help politely. In everyday life, we all need help sometimes, and sometimes we want to offer help to others. In English, it's important to do this in a polite and friendly way. There are simple phrases you can learn to ask for help and to offer help naturally. Let's start with asking for help. One of the most common ways to ask is, "Can you help me, please?" This is short and polite. You can also say, "Could you give me a hand?" or "Would you mind helping me?" These are friendly and a bit more formal. For example, if you are in a shop and can't find something, you can ask, "Excuse me, could you help me find the milk?" Or if you are in class and don't understand something, say, "Sorry, I don't understand. Can you explain it again, please?" These phrases help you get the support you need in a kind way. It's also nice to give a reason when you ask for help. You can say, "I'm not sure how to do this," or "I've never done this before." For example, "I'm not sure how to use this machine. Can you show me?" This helps the other person understand why you need help. Now let's look at offering help. This is useful when you see someone who needs support. You can say, "Do you need help?" or "Can I help you with that?" These are simple ways to offer. You can also say, "Would you like me to help you?" or "Let me know if you need anything." For example, if your friend is carrying something heavy, say, "Can I help you carry that?" Or if someone looks lost, ask, "Do you need help finding something?" These small acts of kindness make your English sound natural and polite. Sometimes people say no when you offer, and that's okay. You can still respond kindly. Say, "No worries," or "Okay, just let me know if you need anything." It shows you care and are respectful. Practice these sentences aloud. "Could you help me with this box?" "Would you mind helping me study for the test?" "Can I help you carry your bag?" "Do you want some help?" Remember to smile and use a soft tone. Being polite is not just about words. It's also about how you say them. Speaking clearly and kindly helps people feel comfortable. So, whether you need help or want to offer help, these phrases are useful every day. Practice them and use them often. Helping others and asking for help politely is part of good communication and makes your English more friendly and natural. Giving your opinion honestly and naturally. In conversations, people often ask what you think. Giving your opinion is an important skill. You don't need to say something long. Just use simple, natural phrases. In English, there are many ways to give your opinion politely. Let's start with some common phrases. You can say, "I think," or "In my opinion." For example, "I think this movie is really good," or "In my opinion, the book was better than the film." These are simple and clear. If you want to be softer, you can say, "I guess," or "It seems to me." For example, "I guess that's true," or "It seems to me that the weather is changing." These are good when you're not 100% sure. You can also agree or disagree with others. To agree, say, "I agree," "That's true," or "You're right." For example, "Yes, I agree." Learning English takes time. To disagree politely, say, "I'm not so sure about that," or "I see your point, but I think." For example, "I see your point, but I prefer working in the morning." Let's try a situation. Your friend says, "Fast food is the best." You can reply, "I get why you like it, but I prefer home-cooked meals." This shows respect even when you don't agree. Another way to share your opinion is by giving a reason. You can say, "Because," for example, "I think we should take a break because we've been working all day." This makes your opinion stronger and clearer. Practice these short replies. "I think it's a good idea." "In my opinion, we need more time." "I guess that's true." "I see what you mean, but I'm not sure." Use these in your daily conversations with friends, family, or co-workers. When someone asks what you think, try not to stay silent. Speak your mind, but be kind and respectful. Sharing your opinion helps you connect with others. It also shows confidence in your English. So, practice giving your thoughts honestly and naturally. Talking about your plans and intentions. Talking about your plans is very common in English. Whether it's about your weekend, next month, or your future, It's helpful to know how to speak about what you want to do. The easiest way to talk about plans is by using going to. For example, I'm going to visit my parents this weekend, or she's going to study for the test tomorrow. Going to is great for plans you've already decided. You can also use planning to or thinking about. For example, I'm planning to take a trip next month, or I'm thinking about joining a gym. These show that you are considering something. Another common phrase is, I want to. For example, I want to learn how to cook, or I want to watch that movie. It shows what you wish to do. Let's try a few examples. Your friend asks, "What are you doing this weekend?" You can say, "I'm going to relax and watch a movie." Or if someone says, "Do you have any plans for the summer?" You might answer, "I'm planning to travel with my family." Sometimes you might change your plans. You can say, "I was going to go out, but I changed my mind." Or, "I planned to study, but I got too tired." These phrases help you explain your decisions. To ask others about their plans, you can say, "What are you planning to do?" Or, "Any plans for the weekend?" These are great questions to start a friendly chat. Practice saying these aloud. I'm going to meet some friends. I want to learn guitar. I'm thinking about going to the beach. We're planning to move next year. Speaking about your plans helps you connect with others and build conversations. It's also a good way to practice using the future tense in English. So, try to talk about your plans every day, even just to yourself. Say what you're going to do after school, after work, or next week. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Giving and responding to advice. Sometimes in conversation, someone tells you about a problem or situation. When this happens, it's natural to give advice or suggestions. In English, there are polite and simple ways to do this. Let's learn how to give advice and how to respond to it in a friendly and helpful way. One of the most common ways to give advice is by saying, "You should." For example, if your friend is tired, you can say, "You should get some rest." If someone is having a hard time at work, you might say, "You should talk to your boss about it." This is friendly and direct. Another way is to use "if I were you." For example, "If I were you, I'd take a break," or "If I were you, I'd try to talk to her." This shows that you're thinking about what you would do in the same situation. It's a helpful way to show support. You can also say things like, "Why don't you?" or "Maybe you could." These are softer suggestions. For example, "Why don't you take a walk to relax?" Or, "Maybe you could ask someone for help." Now let's talk about how to respond to advice. If you agree, you can say, "That's a good idea." "Thanks. I'll try that." "Yes, I think you're right." If you don't agree or are not sure, you can say, "I'm not sure about that." "Maybe, but I need to think about it." "Thanks, but I want to try something else." Let's look at an example. Your friend says, "I'm really nervous about my exam." You say, "You should study a little every day." That helps. Your friend replies, "That's a good idea. I'll do that." Or another example. Your friend says, "I want to find a new job." You say, "If I were you, I'd update my resume first." Your friend replies, "Yes, you're right. I'll start tonight." Try practicing these phrases aloud. Giving advice is not just about solving a problem. It's about caring and helping. And responding with kindness keeps the conversation warm. agreeing and disagreeing naturally. In every conversation, people share ideas and opinions. Sometimes you agree with them, and sometimes you don't. That's normal. In English, there are easy and polite ways to agree and disagree naturally. Let's begin with agreeing. If someone says something you agree with, you can say, "That's true. I agree. Exactly. You're right." These phrases are short but strong. For example, your friend says, "It's important to eat healthy food." You say, "That's true. It helps you feel better." Or, your coworker says, "English takes a lot of practice." You reply, "Exactly. I try to speak it every day." Now let's talk about how to disagree politely. You don't need to say, "You're wrong." That can sound too strong. Instead, you can say, "I'm not so sure about that. That might be true, but I see your point, but I think." These phrases show respect. You can disagree but still be kind. For example, someone says, "Everyone should wake up early." You say, "That might be true, but not everyone is a morning person." Or, your friend says, "Fast food is the best." You reply, "I get why you like it, but I prefer home-cooked meals." It's also nice to start with agreement, then add your view. "Yes, I understand, but I think." "I see what you mean, but." Practice these short replies out loud. They help your English sound natural and respectful. Agreeing and disagreeing is a big part of conversation, so the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Casual phrases to sound more native. When native English speakers talk, they often use casual, short phrases. These phrases help the conversation feel easy and relaxed. Learning these phrases will help you sound more natural and confident when you speak. Let's look at some common casual expressions. "You know what I mean?" Used to check understanding. "Kind of." "Sort of." Used when something is not exact. "It's like." Used to give examples or explain how something feels. For example, "The movie was good, but kind of long." It's like, when everything goes wrong. "It was fun but sort of tiring." These expressions help your English feel relaxed. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try to use them when you speak. Next, let's learn about question tags. These are short questions at the end of a sentence. They make the sentence more friendly. For example, "It's a nice day, isn't it?" "You're coming tonight, right?" "We finished early, didn't we?" These small tags are used often in casual speech. Try using them to keep a conversation going. Another useful set of phrases are polite ways to leave a conversation. Sometimes you need to go, but you don't want to be rude. Try saying, "Sorry, I've got to run." "I'm in a bit of a hurry. Let's talk again soon." These help you exit a chat politely. For example, "I'd love to talk more, but I've got to run. Take care." Also, when someone says thank you, respond with, "No problem." "Anytime." "You're welcome." When someone apologizes, say, "It's okay." "No worries." These short replies make your conversation smooth and friendly. Practice saying, "Kind of tired today, you know what I mean?" "Nice weather, isn't it?" "I'm in a bit of a rush. Talk to you later." Using casual phrases like these makes your English sound real. Speak them out loud every day and you'll start using them without thinking. That's how you grow confidence and fluency. Using question tags for friendly conversation. Question tags are short questions that come at the end of a sentence. They help you sound friendly and make conversation smoother. People use them to check if the other person agrees or to invite a response. For example, you can say, "It's a nice day, isn't it?" Or, "You're coming to the party, right?" These little questions are very common in English and help make your speaking sound more natural. Let's look at how question tags work. If the sentence is positive, the tag is usually negative. For example, "She is your friend, isn't she?" If the sentence is negative, the tag is positive. Like, "You don't like coffee, do you?" This rule is simple, and with practice, you'll use it easily. It's also fine to use simple tags like "right" or "yeah" in casual speech. For example, "We're meeting at 5, right?" Or, "That was funny, yeah?" These tags are not always real questions. Sometimes they just help keep the conversation going. For example, "You had fun at the party, didn't you?" shows you think the person had fun and you want to hear more. It's a way to show interest and invite them to speak. Try using tags in your daily conversations. For instance, if you see your friend wearing a new jacket, say, "That's new, isn't it?" Or if you're talking about school, say, "We have an exam next week, don't we?" These simple sentences help you sound more friendly and confident. You can also use question tags when you're unsure. For example, "That's his name, isn't it?" shows you're not 100% sure, but you're asking in a polite way. This is useful when talking with new people or in group discussions. If you're wrong, it doesn't sound too strong. It shows you're open and polite. Let's practice. Say these out loud. "You like music, don't you?" "They're not ready yet, are they?" "We've met before, haven't we?" Repeat these a few times to feel more natural. Try changing the topic or people in the sentence to make new examples. This will help you feel confident using question tags in real conversations. Excusing yourself politely. When you're busy. Sometimes you're in a rush or need to leave a conversation. In English, there are polite ways to excuse yourself. You don't want to sound rude or abrupt. Instead, use soft and friendly phrases to explain you're busy or have to go. A simple phrase is, "I've got to run." This means you need to leave quickly. For example, "Sorry, I've got to run." "I have a meeting soon." Another useful phrase is, "I'm in a bit of a hurry." You can say, "This was great, but I'm in a bit of a hurry." "Let's catch up later." You can also say, "I'd love to stay and chat, but I really need to go." This shows you enjoyed the conversation, but have something else to do. It's polite and respectful. You're not ignoring the person. You're just being honest in a kind way. If you want to continue the talk later, say, "Can we talk about this another time?" Or, "Let's finish this later, okay?" These show interest but explain your situation clearly. People will understand and they'll appreciate your manners. Here are some phrases to practice. "Sorry, I have to run. Let's talk again soon. I'm in a bit of a rush right now. Can we continue later? I'd love to stay longer, but I've got something I need to do." Practice saying these with confidence. You can even say them in front of a mirror. Try using them in your next conversation when you're short on time. They help you stay polite and friendly even when you're busy. Expressing uncertainty in a kind way. We're not always sure about things. Sometimes we don't have an answer, or we need more time to think. In English, it's helpful to know how to express uncertainty in a polite and kind way. This keeps the conversation respectful and smooth. One common phrase is, "I'm not sure. It's simple and works in many situations. For example, if someone asks, "Are you free tomorrow?" you can say, "I'm not sure. Let me check." This shows you're thinking and being careful, not just saying yes or no quickly. Another helpful phrase is, "Let me check and get back to you." You can say this when you need to look something up or ask someone else. For example, "Do you know when the meeting starts?" You can say, "I'm not sure. Let me check and get back to you." This sounds responsible and polite. You can also use softer language like "maybe," "I think so," or "it could be." These show you're not 100% sure, but you're giving your best guess. For example, "Do we need to bring ID?" You might say, "I think so, but I'm not sure." Practice these phrases out loud. "I'm not sure. Let me find out. I think it's on Monday, but I'm not sure. Let me check and get back to you." Using these phrases makes your English sound kind and respectful. It shows you care about the conversation and want to be honest. Practice using them in your daily life, and they will soon become natural for you. Mini conversations to practice. Real-life English. One of the best ways to learn English is to practice short conversations. These are called mini conversations. They are small, real-life situations that you face every day. You can practice them by reading aloud or acting them out by yourself or with a friend. This helps you speak more naturally and feel more confident. Let's look at some examples of common mini conversations. At a cafe. A. "Hi, can I get a coffee, please?" B. "Sure. What size?" A. "Medium, please." B. "Anything else?" A. "No, that's all." B. "That'll be $3. A. "Here you go." B. "Thanks. Your order will be ready soon." A. "Thank you." This is a very simple and useful conversation. Try reading it aloud. You can also change the drink, size, or situation to make it your own. At work. A. "Hey, do you have a minute?" B. "Sure. What's up?" A. "I need help with this report." B. "No problem. Let's look at it together." A. "Thanks a lot. I appreciate it." B. "Anytime." This short chat shows how to ask for help politely. It's friendly and professional. You can practice it many times with different topics. Meeting a friend. A. "Hi. It's so good to see you." B. "You too. How have you been?" A. "Pretty good. Just busy with work." B. "Same here. Want to grab lunch?" A. "Sounds great. Let's go." This is a typical friendly conversation. Practice it with your own words, like school instead of work, or coffee instead of lunch. Try to create your own mini conversations based on your daily life. Think about what you usually say at the store, on the phone, or with classmates. Then write it down and practice speaking it out loud. These small practices help build your fluency and make speaking English feel easier and more natural. Quick responses for everyday situations. In daily conversations, people often use short, quick responses. These are simple phrases that help you answer fast and sound natural. You don't always need long sentences. A quick response is sometimes enough. Let's look at some useful ones. When someone says thank you, "No problem." "Anytime." "You're welcome." For example, A. "Thanks for helping me." B. "No problem." These phrases are friendly and polite. They're easy to use and help keep the conversation smooth. When someone says sorry, "It's okay." "No worries." "That's all right." For example, A. "Sorry I'm late." B. "No worries." This shows you're kind and understanding. People will feel more comfortable talking to you. When saying goodbye, "Take care." "See you later." "Talk to you soon." For example, A. I've got to go now. B. Okay, take care. These are friendly ways to end a conversation. Try using them in your next chat. When someone shares good news, that's great. Awesome. I'm happy for you. A. I got a new job. B. That's great. Congratulations. You can also add a smile or show your feelings to make it sound more natural. When someone shares bad news, I'm sorry to hear that. That's too bad. Oh no, are you okay? A. I missed the bus. B. Oh no, that's too bad. These responses show that you care and are listening. You can also use quick responses to agree or disagree. Exactly. I agree. I'm not so sure. A. Learning English takes time. B. Exactly. It's a long journey. Practice these phrases until they become natural. You can say them aloud when you watch TV, listen to English, or speak with others. Try to use them every day. These quick responses may be short, but they are powerful. They help you sound like a natural English speaker. They show your feelings and keep the conversation moving. So take time to practice and make them a part of your daily English use. Final practice and how to make these phrases automatic. Now that you have learned many useful phrases, it is time for some final practice. The goal is to make these phrases automatic. This means you can say them easily without thinking too much. When you speak English naturally, people understand you better. It also helps you feel more confident. To do this, practice every day. You don't need a partner. Just speak out loud by yourself. Imagine real situations, like talking with a friend, ordering food, or asking for help. Use the phrases you learned in this course. For example, if you want to ask someone to repeat, say, "Could you say that again, please?" If you want to leave politely, say, "Sorry, I have to go now." Set a timer for 5 minutes each day. During this time, practice saying 5 to 10 phrases with energy and confidence. Repeat them many times. The more you practice, the easier it will be to remember. You can also practice by making small conversations. Pretend you are at a cafe or at work. Use the phrases in your conversations. Changing the topic, giving advice, or agreeing with someone are good ways to practice. Remember, it is okay to make mistakes. The important thing is to keep trying. Speak often, even if you feel shy. Over time, these phrases will become a natural part of your English. Also, try to use English in your daily life. Talk to friends, listen to English videos, or think in English. When you hear a phrase you like, say it out loud. This helps your brain remember it better. Practice is the secret to fluency. The more you use these phrases, the more automatic they become. Soon, you will speak English with confidence and ease. Closing message and motivation to keep going. Congratulations on completing this course. You have learned 50 common English phrases that will help you speak more naturally and confidently. Remember, learning a language takes time and effort, but with regular practice, you will see great progress. Don't give up if you find some phrases difficult at first. Keep practicing every day, even just a little. Speak out loud. Use the phrases in real conversations and be patient with yourself. English is a tool to connect with people around the world. It opens doors to new friends, jobs, and experiences. The most important thing is to enjoy the learning process. Have fun speaking and making mistakes. That is how you improve. If you liked this lesson, please subscribe to Read and Learn English for more easy and useful English practice. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video is ready. Practicing with us every day will help you improve faster. Thank you so much for watching. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and remember, every small step brings you closer to fluency. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Until then, take care and happy learning.